So welcome everyone. Today, a Yin class on the floor, and Yin is specifically aimed to hold poses for a longer period of time. So we're going to be in a pose and work on the fascia that is surrounding all the muscles. We're also working on the muscles, of course, but the idea is that we're stretching the fascia. That's like a stocking that is surrounding our body, and it's like connecting the whole body with each other. It's where the meridians run through. So a lot of communication goes via the fascia. And even if you don't want to understand or don't understand the whole process behind the fascia, we're just going to experience it. So I want to invite you to at least start seated. Maybe you can sit on top of a pillow like I'm doing. Maybe you can sit on a rolled up blanket. Sometimes you can even use a book, for example. So I've got some props at my disposal over here, a rounded towel or a blanket. And we'll just start with arriving on our mats. Or maybe you just sit on a carpet floor. As long as it's soft, then it can be comforting. And you can just close your eyes for a moment to just arrive here with everything that you take with you into this class or into this session. And whilst seated in a comfortable cross-legged position with your feet in front of each other, on top of each other, or any kind of cross-legged position that feels good. Relaxed shoulders, relaxed face. And just notice how you can relax your forehead, your eyebrows. Whilst having the eyes closed, relax your jaws, your lips, and your tongue. And start focusing on that breath, and just notice whether you can lengthen your breath by breathing in as many counts as you breathe out. Just counting till 3 or 4 on an inhale. And then do the same thing on the exhale. Count again till 3 or 4. And whilst doing this a couple of times, you already start to notice that you can breathe in to all corners of your rib cage. That you can even start from following your breath from the moment that it passes your nostrils. You can sense the temperature of the air. Notice how it passes your throat, fills your lungs with oxygen, expands your chest, and even when it pushes your diaphragm down, makes your belly come out. And on an exhale, your navel moves back towards your spine. Your chest comes in again. And just stay with that breath for a little longer. Notice the sound of it, especially when you exhale. So it can be a very nice sound to latch onto. And this all helps to arrive in the present moment, so to not get too distracted. And then notice how you are in your head. What is alive inside of you right now? What is keeping you busy? And again, without getting angry or frustrated or happy or excited, you just notice it. You can take a step back, so to speak, and just look at anything that comes up physically, mentally, emotionally. And the only thing you do is to stay with your breath, just breathing in and out. Just a little bit longer. It's very tempting to open your eyes again or to get distracted, but sounds around you can also help you to stay present in this moment. So you don't have to figure out what you hear. You just notice a sound. Maybe it's hard or soft. Maybe it stays with us for a while or it just comes and goes. And gently open your eyes. And while sitting maybe still on that pillow, you can start to make circles with your head. The idea that we work a lot behind the computer or sit behind the computer for most of the day, for many of us at least, makes it we need to lubricate those joints again, and by just creating circular movements for your neck, breathing in when you go up, breathing out when you go down. And we'll start with the top, and then we'll work our way down. Just noticing all these cracks. Coming back to the middle and go to the other side. So just breathing in when you go up, breathing out when you go down. So you can't go too fast, otherwise your breath can't keep up with you. So slow down just a little. And then slowly come back to the middle. And then take your shoulders up to your ears. And on an exhale, drop them down. Let's do this 2 more times. Breathe in. And exhale. Last time, breathe in. And exhale. And then come off a pillow, block, or whatever you're sitting on. Let's straighten the legs for a moment and start to circle those feet inside out, outside in. Now, the last couple of classes I taught, I was suffering is a big word, from a back injury, but that all came out nicely, and it's probably healed already for most of it. Sometimes maybe I make a movement where I feel it, but that also makes that I have to be mindful about my practice. Just keep on moving, maybe squeeze your toes. You can flex or extend. And then we're gonna come into the first pose. So everything we do is very simple but effective. We're gonna place the feet together and let the knees come out. So this is like a diamond shape. And we're going to hold on to the feet. Now you can do 2 things. You can either hold on from the top and just be like this, or you can bring your hands underneath. Either version is right. There's no wrong really. And just notice how this feels. Maybe you have a pillow and you are quite flexible and the pillow is just enough to let your head rest on. For me at this moment, it doesn't work because I can't even reach my pillow. But maybe after a minute or so I can. I'll just leave it here for the example as well. So just notice whilst coming forward where you feel this, whether you feel this in your back or in your hips, the outside of your legs. Relax your shoulders, your neck. And then close your eyes again. And see whether you can bring your focus back to your breath for a moment. Just breathing through any kind of sensation that you feel right now. And with your eyes closed and your focus on your breath, or at least the sound of it, another focus point can be that spot in between your eyebrows. Relaxing your jaws, your lips, your tongue. And slowly but gradually, you might be able to relax your neck a little bit more. But try not to force it. This is really about surrendering. This is about observing rather than doing. Now, maybe there are sounds around you that sometimes grasp your attention, and that's fine. But try not to have so much opinion about it. So no judgment. Whatever sound you hear, whatever feeling arises, you just take it for what it is. It's just there. But you don't have to search for anything. You don't have to come up with any solutions or answers. You just be in this pose for now. So you might be able to sense the sensation from the back of your neck all the way over your spine, towards your lower back, your buttocks, maybe even further over the outsides or back of your legs. Now, surely you could hold on to your feet and maybe you can mildly, yeah, I'm saying mildly because I don't want you to work, but pull yourself a little bit further forwards and just try to hold it. Try to relax your shoulders or keep them away from your ears as much as you can. Bring your focus back to your breath again. Sometimes it helps to have a soft expression on your face. I even like to have an inner smile. So the corners of your mouth go slightly up, and somehow it makes it a little bit easier to have positive thoughts or sensations. Last couple of breaths here. Relax your neck, relax your face. On an exhale, you come to your deepest forward bend. You might even help yourself and pull yourself a little bit down. Exhale. And slowly come up. So I'm going to take away the pillow. And you can straighten your legs for a moment. Just push it off my mat. Open up your chest. And let's see whether we can do some active movement in between. I always am a fan of a bit more dynamic yin, meaning that we are going to do longer held poses in combination with a bit more movement. So place the feet on the floor, spread your fingers wide, open up your chest, and then inhale, bring your hips up, drop your head back, and exhale through the nose. Just use the full length of your breath. Don't go down too fast. Just above the floor, you pause. Breathe in, open up, drop your head back, push your hips up to the ceiling, maybe tilt your pelvic or pull your navel in slightly. Exhale, slowly come down. Inhale, press back up, drop your head back, and exhale, and we'll do it one more time. So keep spreading those fingers, use even the fingertips, claw them into the floor, drop your head back, and on the next exhale, we're going to just rest for a moment. So I want you to experience how nice it is to just lie down on the floor, breathing in deep through the nose and a deep sigh out through the mouth. And just notice the rebound, the sensation that you get when coming out of a pose. Just a little moment here so that the body can digest whatever you just been doing. Had a forward bend, opening up. And then take your knee towards your chest, your right knee to start with, and we'll just make a couple of circles here. Inside out, outside in. And pull that knee towards your chest, or maybe it comes a little bit further out towards your armpits. Hold it here and lengthen the back of your neck by bringing the chin a bit closer to the chest. Relax your jaws. Breathe into your belly. Just a nice sigh out of the mouth. It's really, when the body tells you to, just follow up on it. So we're going to come into a twist by bringing the right knee, which is already up in the chest, bring it towards the left and see whether you can keep the right shoulder blade somehow on the floor, or maybe to work it towards the floor. So I'm pressing my elbows into the mat and the back of my head. So I lift my upper body a little bit, then lay down. So now I feel that my right shoulder and my left are on the floor. The right knee is moving to the left, and with your left hand, you can hold on to the outside of that knee. I'm hooking my right toes behind the knee, but I can also just bring the right foot all the way to the left, like I'm doing right now. And then look over your right shoulder. Take the right hand towards the right. And let's see whether we can rest here for a moment. You feel this in your buttocks, your spine, but it's also a nice opening for the chest. Maybe the right arm can go a little bit up and you feel it a little bit more in your chest muscle, your pectoralis major. Again, the eyes closed is always nice because it just helps you to go more inside. But if this is really confronting and there's so much thoughts coming up, then maybe just keep your eyes open and focus on one point in the room. Maybe in the meantime, you can listen to the sound of your breath. Now try to relax both shoulders. Sometimes you have the tendency to activate your muscles again. So try to relax your shoulders. And just notice what happens when you completely surrender to this pose. Your breath might be a bit more shallow, that's fine. And just a couple more breaths. And since these classes are shorter than normal classes, we'll just do only a couple of poses, but still they can be quite effective. Last exhale here. And then gently roll back, bring that right knee to your chest one more time. Your hips into the middle. And on an exhale, you just straighten those legs, lie down for a moment and just enjoy the rebound. So this could really activate a deeper, well, I don't know if it's a tiredness that you can call a deeper sensation, but tiredness can definitely come up. If you take the left knee towards your chest, just start rolling it. But this is really a nice practice to regenerate yourself. So just making circles here on the left side a couple of times before we bring that left knee towards the right side for that twist. Now bring that knee first close to your chest or armpits. Lengthen the back of your neck again. Relax your jaws. Breathe into your belly. Relax your face. Listen to the sound of your breath. And then with the right hand, you're going to take that left knee towards the right. Now, I like to hook that left foot behind the knee, but again, if you want to take that left foot all the way to the right, that's fine as well. Make sure that you can bring your left shoulder a little bit further down to the floor. So you see that my left knee is hovering above the floor, so just relax. That's okay. So this practice is about surrendering, not about working. So when in Vinyasa we start sweating, here we have to just relax. Just notice where you feel it. Maybe this left hand, you're looking over the left shoulder, can go a little bit further up. Not so much, well, as much as feels good, but you don't want to bring it all the way up, just a bit to the side, so that the stretch on the chest is still effective. So if you're pulling too much with the right hand on the left knee, maybe relax it a little bit more. Last couple of breaths here. Just slow in and exhales. Maybe a little pause on the top of your breath and at the end. And last exhale here. And then slowly roll back to the middle. And then bring that knee towards your chest again for the last circles here and pulling it to the chest. And let's take the right knee in as well. So we've got the knees in. You hold on to the knees from the outside. And let's bring the knees a little bit further out. And either you stay here because you just like this sensation, or you can start to circle them on the spot. I'm like making a figure eight kind of movement here. Or you just move from the left to the right a little bit. Maybe we'll just stop moving and with those hands, you pull the knees a little bit further out and just notice the sensation that comes with it. If we take it a little bit deeper, let's bring the big toes together. And then if you activate your core, you can bring your head up. And from the outside, so you can bring your hands around the shins. And then with one hand, you hold on to the fingers of the other hand. That's very easy. I'm always holding on to only these three fingers, my middle index finger and my ring finger. But you can hold on to all the fingers, of course, and then relax your head again. So there's this compression in my hips, and my hip bones are pressing against my upper thighs. You relax your belly, your lower back, your buttocks. And again, just observe what's going on. All the sensations that arise here, you can just monitor. Breathe your way through it. Maybe with your eyes closed, a relaxed face. And let then your hands slide to the back of your knees. And we're going to roll back and forth, just gently, as you can see. Maybe you can just dangle in the air with your legs over your head. Pedal them a little bit so you feel it behind on the back of your legs. And then roll forward again. And then when we sit, let's bring the right leg back. So the left leg is straight, the right foot is back. And then if you lean into your left hand, a little bit to the left side, then with the right hand, you can roll the calf muscle a little bit out. So there's a couple of versions here that you can do. We're gonna lean back. And for some of us, this is already extremely intense. For the right upper leg, quadriceps, the hip flexors. Maybe you are quite flexible and you wanna go onto your elbows. Now I have to admit, I haven't done this one for a while. So I also feel that I'm less open or less flexible than I am usually. But if you are on your elbows, I always say you can also come down all the way to the floor and don't worry about the hip or about the knee hovering. When the knee comes off the floor, don't worry about it. See whether you can maybe take your right hand, in this case, over your head and your left hand on your belly. So if this is too heavy, just come onto your hands or maybe onto your elbows. As this is one of the more intense stretches of today, try to just embrace it. Don't fight it, but invite it, that sensation. And the more you want to get out of it, the more intense it becomes. So this is really a good lesson in staying calm when the situation becomes a bit more intense. If this is still not enough, some of you might be so flexible, you can also pull that left knee up, and maybe you can even bring the left knee towards your chest. Maybe with two hands you can hold on to it. Just notice how it feels on the top of your right leg. Let's breathe into it a couple more times. Try to stay calm and relaxed. For one more breath here. And then slowly bring your right hand towards your right foot. Lean just a little to the left. And then guide the right foot forwards and relax. So this is like the dessert. You can relax now and just notice how nice it is to get out of a pose like this. What kind of sensations come up. How you can relax again and breathe normally. How it feels in your foot, your leg, your back. And then bend your knees again. Hold on to the back of your knees. Start rolling back and forth again. Just a couple of times. And then come and sit up. And this time we're going to do the other sides. So this is the last pose that we're going to do. So just bend the left knee. In this case, and on this time, you lean into the right hand. And with the left hand, you roll the left calf muscle out. Come and sit with both buttocks on the floor. And then see how far you want to take this. You want to come back. And maybe for the first couple of breaths, you just breathe into this stretch. And you don't have to take it any deeper. Maybe you can already come to your elbows. Or maybe you can come even further down. So in this case, I would suggest that you have your right hand on your belly and your left hand over your head. So I really feel this, of course. So it's not that I don't feel it. Maybe it looks like that, but it's still a sensation that I can deal with. So I'm really using my intuition here. If it was really painful, I would not get it. I would not be in this pose. I would get out. So I also want you to use your intuition. If you feel a sensation over a zone, over an area, so to speak, it's fine. But if it's in one spot pinching, then you should maybe come onto your hands again. Try not to force yourself into anything that feels unpleasant. Now let's, for the last 5 breaths, bring our attention or our focus towards the left upper leg. Any other area that feels affected or is asking your attention. You can breathe into it, and on the exhale, you can soften it up a little bit more. Listen to the sound of your breath again as a means of not distraction, but focus. Last couple of breaths here, breathing in deep. And out. Last time, breathe in. And on the exhale, you can bring that left hand towards your left foot. Just roll a little bit towards the right so you can guide the left foot forwards. And we'll take another moment here to relax. Let's take a nice breath in through the nose. And a deep sigh out through the mouth. For a little bit longer here. And start moving your toes, your fingers. And maybe take your hands over your head to stretch yourself out. Maybe interlace your fingers and press your palms away from you whilst pushing your toes away as well. Maybe press the heels away. And then you bend your knees and you roll to the right side. And you just lay there for a couple more breaths. And obviously, when we would not do this class live, you could just be here as long as feels good. You can still do that. But with your left hand, if you're ready for it, you can press yourself back up. Come into a cross-legged position again. Now at this time, I'm not going to use my pillow anymore, but I'm just going to stay seated, resting my hands or palms on my knees. And with closed eyes and just lifting the crown of the head up to the ceiling, dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. You can find your breath again. And slowly you can open your eyes. I want to wish you a very nice continuation of your day and see you next time. Namaste.